Thanks for joining. Just a little bit. Okay, welcome to Tuesday night Hatha. Get ready for going to do building flexibility gradually. Hi Lynn, thank you. We just need to. Okay, I'll have to kneel down a bit, I think. So, going to do these stretches about 6 times dynamically, and then we'll do them statically. So if you need, sometimes maybe sit on a cushion, have a cushion, and sometimes can use a belt as well for some of the more static stretches. So we'll start on the back. So lying down on your mat. So hopefully here we can relax a bit, just maybe with the knees together and the feet apart. This is what we call constructive rest, hands resting on the tummy, or you can have your hands out at the side with the palms facing up. So just feel as though you can let the back relax down into the mat, maybe taking about 3 or 4 deep breaths in and out through the nose. So we'll start the class by noticing if you have a mind that's focused, concentrated on the here and now, or if your mind is a bit all over the place, thinking of maybe what's happened in the day, conversations. So for 60 minutes we're going to try and focus just on our breathing, maybe sensations as we stretch different parts of the body. Now we'll work a couple of minutes on the 3-part breath, which helps to bring some focus into the mind, but also helps to work on our rest and digest system. So for that we breathe in, we feel the whole body as it expands from the tummy, chest, and then as we exhale the whole body releases. And we're trying to see if we can bring out and draw out the whole of the exhale, and even noticing if there's a pause between an inhale and an exhale. So we're just noticing the breath following the breath. So another 3 of those 3-part breaths, focusing all the way on your inhale. Follow the breath all the way out as you exhale. returning to your natural breath, we'll get ready for our supine warm up. So first of all, stretching out both legs. If the legs are bent up, stretching the arms above the head on the breath in. Breath out, bring the arms down and bring both knees in towards the chest. So we're going to start by gradually warming up the shoulders. So first of all, we're having the feet on the floor with the knees bent up, palms facing down by our side, and we're breathing in, stretching the arms above the head, and see if we can bring the backs of the hands to the floor behind us. And the exhale, draw the tummy in and slowly bring the arms back down. So the feet are about hip width apart, knees hip width apart. Breath in, stretch up. Breath out, release the arms down. So another 4 of those. And one more, breathing in to lift up. And out to lower. And pressing both feet into the floor. We're breathing in to lift the arms above the head again. And then here we're lifting up the hips off the floor, pressing into the feet. So breathing in as we lift the hips up, and breathing out to lower the hips and lower the arms. So again, try to work with your breath. So breathe in, press into the feet, lift the hips, lift the arms, and breathe out to lower, back down. Try not to bring the lower back down before the middle back. So we want to bring the back down in segments. And another 4, again, lifting up on the breath in, lowering on your breath out. Keep the tailbone tucked under, and that will help to release the lower back down last of all. And then the next one, pressing into the feet, lifting up again on your breath in, then holding for 3 deep breaths. With each inhale, try to lift the hips higher. The exhale, draw the tummy in. And on your next exhale, lower the arms back down, lower the back vertebrae by vertebrae until the back's rested on the floor. We're now bringing both knees in towards the chest, hugging the knees into the chest, knees side to side. So the next movement we're doing again is the feet are on the floor, breath in, breath out, knees in towards the chest, breath in, stretch the feet up towards the ceiling, breath out, knees in towards the chest again, and breath in, feet back to the floor. So we're keeping moving, knees into the chest, drawing the tummy in, the breath out, extend the feet up towards the ceiling, breath in, breath out, knees back into the chest, breath in, feet to the floor. So about 3 or 4 of those, and then we're going to hold the feet up for about 3 or 4 breaths. So again, try to work with your breath, but it doesn't matter if you don't get the breath perfectly right. Sometimes it just helps to keep that focus. And then the next time we lift the legs up, hold, maybe interlock the fingers behind the legs or stretch up to the toes. It's up to you, and hold for 3 or 4 deep breaths. And then slowly bend the knees as you exhale. Bring the head towards the knees, heel up like a ball, feel the stretch in the back, and slowly release back down. Now a little bit of work for our ankles and also our hip flexors and our back. So extending the left foot along the floor and draw the right knee in towards the chest. So interlocking the fingers just to rest on the top of the shin, the right shin, and then big circles with the big right toe. So all the way round the circle to the top, sides and bottom. And change to anti-clockwise. And point and flex, so pointing the toes down, flexing the toes towards the face. And then drawing the left knee towards the chest, extend the right leg along the floor. Again, big circles with the big left toe, anti-clockwise. And clockwise, nice and slow with those circles. And point and flex. And both knees back into the chest. Knees side to side. Now a bit of hamstring flexibility, so doing our single leg raises. So here, if you need a belt, just have that by the side. So first of all, we're taking the right foot up towards the ceiling. We can have our left leg along the floor or the left foot just resting on the mat. And palms are down with the hands by our hips. So the breath in is where we lift the leg, trying to draw our kneecap up on the right leg and heel away, toes towards the face. And then as we breathe out, we're lowering the leg. Breathing in to lift. Breathing out to lower. So 2 more, drawing that kneecap up so that right thigh is activated. going to hold the belt, or just holding on to your big right toe, or taking the belt around the sole of the foot and holding here for 6 breaths. Just hold, if you're holding onto the belt, just want to hold onto it softly between the thumb and the first finger. We're trying to keep the right leg as straight as possible. We're trying to keep the whole of our back so it's pressing into the floor, not allowing the lower back or the tailbone to come off the floor. And slowly lowering the right leg, stretching out both legs and noticing the difference between the right leg and the left leg. And we'll change to the other side, so we can have that right leg bent up with the foot flat on the floor, or the right leg can be stretched out. If your right leg's stretched out, try to keep your right leg activated. That's the heel away and toes towards the face, drawing the right kneecap up. That's only if you feel safe with your back to keep the right leg straight. So, leg raises first of all, so breathe in. We're lifting the left leg up, heel away, toes towards the face, drawing that left kneecap up. On your breath out, draw the tummy in and slowly lower the left leg. So 6 leg raises all together. And then the next time we lift, hold, so holding on to the left big toe, or taking the belt around the sole of the left foot. And holding for 6 breaths. Heel away, toes towards the face. The left leg is strong, just holding on lightly to the belt. And slowly release, stretch out both legs. Notice now the difference between the left and the right leg. Let the small toes flop out to the side. Take a few breaths. Bring both feet together, take a breath in and stretch the arms all the way above the head. Breath out, bring the arms down, draw the knees into the chest, just hugging the knees in, knees side to side, or if you like, you can bring your forehead to your knees, crunching up into a small ball. And either rolling up to seated or taking the knees down to the side, press into the hand to lift up slowly. Okay, so from here I'm going to first of all practice coming from sitting on our heels, then coming forward into tabletop, turning the toes under as we breathe out into gentle down dog with the knees bent first of all, and then releasing the knees back down. If you can, sit back on your heels with your toes turned under into what we call a toe squat to stretch out the sole of the feet. If that's painful, maybe sit back on your heels with the tops of the feet on the floor. So I'll leave it to you to decide. When you're coming forward to go into down dog, just check that your fingers are spread before going into down dog. And we want to turn the toes under and feel the stretch in the pads of the toes, lifting the knees off the mat, drawing your chest through to the thighs and lifting the hips up towards the ceiling. So keeping the movement dynamic first of all, sitting back on the heels, either in the toe squat or in the what we call more hero pose. So about 3 or 4 more of those, trying to work with your breath, but don't worry if it doesn't quite happen. So it's your breath out to go into down dog. Breath in to bring the knees back to the mat. Breath out to sit back on the heels. Breath in forward. Breath out, down dog. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. And out. Breath in. And one more. So next time we go into down dog, we'll hold for 5 breaths. Bringing our knees back to the mat, and the tops of the feet resting on the floor, and bringing your bottom back to your heels. So if you want to, you can bring your cushion just between the bottom and the heels, and rest for a few breaths into child pose, resting your head on your hands or on the floor, noticing how you feel with some deep breaths. Lifting up again. So from here, we're going to do a little bit of lunge hip type work. So here we're going to step our right foot outside our right hand, and we're going to stretch up as we breathe in. So stretch the right fingertips up towards the ceiling, keeping the left hand just underneath the left shoulder, and then if we can, we'll bring the right hand back down, or we see if we can bring the right elbow down. So breathing in to stretch up, breathing out, breathe in, breathe out. 2 more, breathe in and out, in and out. So from here, resting with both elbows on the floor or resting with the hands on the floor. And here we're holding for 5 breaths again. stepping our right foot back into tabletop, and from here lifting up into a down dog, but turning our toes under, lifting the knees off the mat, drawing the chest through to the thighs as much as you can, and lifting up into down dog, 5 breaths. Bring the knees back to the mat. Now stepping our left foot outside the left hand. So the same again, our right hand is underneath our right shoulder, and we're stretching up the left fingertips as we breathe in, drawing the chest to the left, and then we're bringing our left hand to the floor or our left elbow to the floor. So for that we might need to bend our right arm. So breathing in, lifting up, breathing out, elbow or hand to the floor, inside the left foot. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in. And out. And in. Out. And one more, lifting up, breathing in. Breathing out to lower, and rest for 5 breaths, either elbow down or hand down, both elbows down if you like, for 5 breaths. And lifting up again, slowly, stepping our left foot back, lifting up again into down dog. So fingers are wide apart, pressing into the fingers, turning our toes under, feeling the stretch in the toes, maybe the sole of the foot, drawing the knees off the mat, chest through to the thighs, lifting the hips high, 5 breaths. Bring the knees back to the mat. So the next move, again we're doing 6 times. So we'll be coming into child pose. So if you need that block or cushion between the feet and the bottom, have that ready. So what we do is we come to lift up, kneeling into eagle arms. So each time just remember to cross over opposite side. So we're breathing in as we lift up, and then we're releasing the arms, taking the hands behind the back and coming forward with the head on the floor, hands behind the back. And then lifting up, lifting the arms up and going the opposite way with our eagle arms as we breathe in. Breathe out, hands behind, coming forward to child pose. So 3 each side, and the test is, can we focus to remember which elbow was on top? Breathing in as we lift the elbows away, stretching up. Breathing out, take the hands behind. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out to lower. So 2 more, 1 each side. resting with the hands resting on the back in child pose for 6 breaths. And lifting up again. Slowly bring the hands forward, lifting up into down dog, so turning the toes under, feel the stretch in the toes, lift the knees off the mat, chest through to the thighs, hips high. Here walking the dog, so pressing one heel into the floor, bending the other leg, and then slowly change sides. We'll get more intensity in the stretch if we keep our chest near to the thighs. And then maybe having a little bend in the knees, walking the hands towards the feet. We'll come into a gentle forward fold first of all, so keep the knees soft. If your legs are straight, if you want to go with straight legs, try and draw your kneecaps up so the legs are strong. And you can either hold the hands behind the ankles or take hold of opposite elbows and relax the head, the crown of the head down towards the floor. 5 long breaths. And press into the feet, bring the fingertips along the legs, draw the fingertips up slowly, come up to standing, bringing the head up last. Need to take that back a bit. Okay, so now we're going to do our standing stretches, been building flexibility gradually. So going to try warrior 2 first of all, so feet apart, quite wide apart, and taking the right foot out to the side, and we're just edging that left heel away slightly. We don't want to let the hips turn to the right though, try to keep your hips facing forward. And first of all we go to bend the right knee, keep pressing into your left foot, you should feel a nice stretch up the inside of the left thigh. We want to also make sure that right knee is back. So if you want, you can bring your hand there to press the right knee back. And then straighten, bend as you breathe out. Eventually, we want to have a right angle with that right thigh. So breathing in, press into the feet to lift up. Breathe out, bring down. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more, breathe in and out. In and out. So I'm going to hold in the warrior 2, so stretching the hands out, palms down, really trying to stretch the fingertips away but not leaning over to the right. If anything, draw that left hand back. And then we're holding for 5 breaths, pressing both feet into the floor, drawing the left kneecap up, and smile if you want to. You can look over your right fingertips. Bring the hands back down, slowly straighten the right leg, toes facing forward, then we go to our left side. So turning our left toes out, and first of all doing the, building it gradually, this flexibility. Hands on the hips, hips facing forward. Bending the left leg, pressing the right foot into the floor so we can feel the stretch in the right adductor. Also making sure that left knee stays back. So breathing in, straighten, draw both kneecaps up. Breathing out, bend the left knee. So another 4 or 5, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, out, and one more. See if we can grow taller on your breath in. Draw the kneecaps up, breathe out into the right angle with that left leg. Extend the fingertips away, either look straight forward or look over the left fingertips. Making sure that left knee stays back, 5 breaths. And bringing the arms down, straightening the left leg, both toes forward, and slowly jump or step the feet together. Shake out the legs. Okay, so now we're doing wide-legged forward fold, and we're going to do some rotations or twists. So here, take the feet quite wide apart. Try and push the heels out slightly and the toes in slightly, or the toes at least forward, toes not out to the side. Hands to the hips and draw the kneecaps up. Lift up tall, breathe in. And then breathe out, tilt forward. Try to push your bottom back, but keep your chest so it's parallel with the floor. And then when you can't go any more forward, so folding from your hips. When you can't go any more forward, bring the hands to the floor. Just your left hand's underneath your face. So a breath in, breath out, stretch the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Breath in, bring the right hand so it's underneath the face. Breath out, lift the left fingertips up. So we're just moving side to side, trying to draw our kneecaps up all the time, trying to draw our tummy in. So we're working the thigh muscles and the core muscles. And one more each side. And then holding in that forward fold for about 5 breaths. You can, if you like, you can bend your elbows, you can bring the crown of the head down towards the floor. 5 breaths, still drawing our kneecaps up where the legs are active, the thighs are strong. Lifting the face up, heel toe the feet so they're about hip width apart. And then with those legs bent, softly roll up, draw the fingertips up the body, keep the chin on the chest and bring the head up last. And shake out. So we're going to now practice forward fold with a flat back and a rounded back. So with this, it's called half forward fold and full forward fold. So the half forward fold, we just take the feet about hip width apart and fold forward with the hands on the hips first of all. So breathe in, elbows back, chest forward. Breathe out, tip forward from the hips. So feel that fold in the hips. So maybe the knees will have a little micro soft bend in them, and imagine we're pushing the bottom back. Then press into the feet to lift up slowly on the in-breath. And do the same again, tilt forward or tip forward on the out-breath. Try to notice where you feel the stretch or the tension that stops you going forward more. Each time you lift up, breathe in and press the feet into the floor. That's your rooting down, that's your stability. Breathing out, drawing the tummy in and coming forward. So just 2 more of those, lifting up, breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. So this time, in that half forward fold, bring the fingers down the legs, but either on the thighs or on the shins. You don't want to bring the hands down too far that your back kind of rounds. So we want to keep the back flat, and we're just drawing the fingertips down the legs as much as we can. So 3 breaths here. And then we're allowing the back to round. So we're kind of in that dangling pose again. And from here we want to notice that our kneecaps are drawn up, and we also want to notice if we're either leaning back, so we're more into the heels. If we are, we want to kind of just come forward a little bit, so we're on the full part of all 4 parts of the feet, and hold for 5 breaths. So here you can take your elbows out to the side, let the crown of the head come down towards the floor, and allow gravity to gently help you fold forward a little bit more. Pressing into the feet, we're drawing up slowly, maybe soften the knees, keep the chin on the chest and bring our head up last. And shake out. So we've got one more standing posture, which is similar to what we've just done. Might want to just have the wall maybe nearby. So we're going to step our right foot back. You can have the right foot out to the side a little bit, or the right foot quite sort of in line with your left foot, but that's harder for the balance. So I'm just going to take my right foot out to the side a little bit more. So I'm just going to keep my left hand on my left foot's forward, I'm going to keep my left hand on the wall and my right hand on my hip. So breathing in, lifting the chest, breathing out, coming forward into that half forward fold again. I might need to bend my left leg a little bit. So pressing into the feet, breathing in to lift up, chest forward, growing taller, breathing out to come forward. I can draw my fingers down the left leg, but I want to keep my back flat. Or I can keep my hands on the wall and maybe walk the hands, that left finger down the wall. in to lift, press into the feet, grow tall. Breathing out to come forward. One more, breathe in to lift. And breathe out, forward. Then from here, we can walk our hands down our legs again, just that front leg. So you can hold on to your shin or your ankle or fingertips either side of your left foot. We still want to draw both kneecaps up. Hold for 5 breaths. So we're going to come out slowly, press the feet into the floor, bend that left knee a little bit, walk the hands up the left leg and stand up tall, breathe in, chest forward, breathe out, step the right foot forward and shake out the legs. So we're going to change to the other side. So I'm going to have my right finger on the wall, right foot forward, left foot back. And just again notice, if you want to, you can have that left heel so it's in line with your right heel, or left foot out to the side, a little out to the left a little bit. So my hand's going to stay on the left hip. Breathe in, grow tall, and breathe out, fold forward. Maybe a micro soft bend in the right leg. Try to push your bottom back and the chest forward. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out, forward. So about another 3, lifting up, folding forward. Next time you breathe out and come forward, just push the bottom back, chest forward, and then bring the hands down that right leg. Maybe keep a soft bend in the right leg. Press the feet into the floor and fold over your right leg. Press into the feet as we walk our hands up the right leg, lifting up slowly and stepping the left foot forward, shake out the legs. So we'll come back to seated. So if you have your, first of all we're going to come on our fronts for a bit of opening up of the front body. So we're going to start in Sphinx, so pressing the elbows into the floor just underneath the shoulders with the feet slightly apart. So first of all we're just going to start by bringing up the right foot and lowering it down, and then lifting up the left foot. So as you lift up a foot, try not to lean to the opposite side. So try to keep, if it's your right foot that's lifted, try not to lean over to your left. Try to keep pressing so your hips are equal. And lower. So breathe in to lift. Breathe out to lower. Breathe in to lift. out to lower. Then from here we can hold on statically. So if you bring your left elbow so it's slightly in front, then lift up the right foot. Take hold of the right foot with the right hand. And again, try not to shy away from that right hip pressing down into the mat. Try also to keep the knees together and the chest coming forward, slightly looking forward. Slowly lowering the right leg, bringing the right elbow forward, and then lifting up the left leg, taking hold of the left ankle with the left hand and gently push into your left hip. And slowly lowering the left leg, then just resting your head into your hands and bring the big toes together and the heels out to the side. In crocodile, just breathing in out as much as you can into your lower back. And lifting up slowly, so pressing into the elbows, just be careful of the back here. Come to tabletop. We'll do some cats and cows. So breathing in, lifting the chest forward, face forward, and sit bones up, and breathing out from the tailbone, so tilting the tailbone first, then the lower back, middle back, and finally chin comes towards the chest. Drawing the tummy in. Breathe in, lift the tailbone first, and slowly bring the chest and the face forward. So trying to move a ripple, like a ripple from the tailbone. So the lower back, middle back, upper back arches up towards the ceiling and the chin comes towards the chest. And then lift the tailbone. And finally the chest and the face comes through. About another 3 of those, just noticing the feeling in your spine as the spine shortens and lengthens. Slowly coming back to wide knee child pose. So the knees are apart, big toes are together. Bring the bottom onto your heels or a cushion. If you want to, you can extend the fingertips forward, resting the head on the floor, or rest your head on your hands. And lifting up slowly, and we'll get ready for final pose, which is reclining twist. So we can do these dynamically. So the knees are up, arms out like a T shape. So knees up, just check that the whole of the back's into the floor and the back's not arching off the floor, especially your lower back. Breath in at the centre. And a breath out to one side. Breath in to lift to the centre. Breath to the other side. And we'll get ready for our final relaxation to assimilate everything we've done in the class and to encourage that rest and digest system. So it's up to you. You can have your legs out straight or your legs bent with the feet on the floor, knees together. If you have any knee issues and you want to do final relaxation with the legs out, maybe have a cushion underneath your knees. Just helps to support the knees and also the lower back. And then hands on the tummy for breathing awareness to finish. So we're breathing in and out through the nose. We're feeling our tummy, side ribs, chest expand on the in-breath. And deep release as we exhale. Feel the body becoming heavy. So we're going to start at 10 and count down all the way to 1. Each exhale we're counting, so inhale, exhale 10, inhale, exhale 9, and carry on, just counting your exhale until you reach 1. leave the counting behind as we put awareness now back into the room. Wriggle the fingers, wriggle the toes. Bring gentle movement back into the body, and with a deep breath in, stretch the arms above the head, stretch out the legs, and breathing out slowly, draw your arms down and draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big hug, and then if it feels good we can draw a circle with the knees, or take the knees side to side. And then either rolling up to seated, drawing the tummy in, or taking the knees down to your side, either left or right side. And thank you once again for joining. Hope you enjoyed, and see you again soon. Bye. See you again. Bye bye.